Hello everyone, welcome to Bright Days, your go-to place for practical tips and inspiration to create a more organized and joyful life. Today we're diving into a topic that affects many of us, especially our beloved seniors, the habits that can lead to a cluttered home. Have you ever walked into your living space and felt overwhelmed by the mess around you? You're not alone. As we age, it can become increasingly challenging to maintain a tidy home. Maybe it's the years of memories packed into closets, or perhaps it's just that the energy to tackle clutter isn't what it used to be. The good news is, it doesn't have to be this way. In this video, we'll explore 15 shocking habits that many seniors might not even realize are contributing to a messy home. These habits can make everyday life feel chaotic and stressful, but breaking free from them is entirely possible. We'll not only identify these habits, but also provide simple solutions you can start implementing today. Remember, small changes can lead to significant improvements in your space and your peace of mind. So, as we embark on this journey to a tidier home, I want to encourage you to reflect on your own habits. What are some things you might be doing that keep your space cluttered? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your experiences and any challenges you face with clutter. Now, let's get started on this transformational journey together. Stay tuned as we uncover the first habit that might be keeping your home less tidy than you'd like. Habit 1. Perfectionism. Let's jump right into our first shocking habit, perfectionism. This is a mindset that many seniors unknowingly fall into, thinking that if they can't do it perfectly, they might as well not do it at all. Have you ever found yourself saying, "I'll clean the house once I have enough time to do it right"? Or perhaps you've put off organizing a messy closet because you feel it must be done perfectly. The truth is, this quest for perfection can be paralyzing. It keeps you stuck in the cycle of clutter, because you wait for the perfect moment, which often never comes. Instead of taking action, many of us end up feeling overwhelmed and discouraged. I've seen seniors who have avoided tackling a disorganized room for years, simply because they were waiting for the right time to do it perfectly. So what's the solution? It's time to shift your focus from perfection to progress. Start by asking yourself, what if I just took one small step today? For example, instead of trying to organize an entire room, why not just clean out one drawer or toss a few items that are clearly no longer needed? Here's a little challenge for you. Identify one small task you've been putting off because you want to do it perfectly, and just do it. It doesn't have to be flawless. It just needs to be done. You may be surprised at how freeing it feels to take that first step, even if it's not perfect. Remember, progress is what counts. Each small action you take is a step toward a tidier, more peaceful home. So let's embrace progress over perfection and move forward together. Habit 2. Holding on to things just in case. Now let's talk about our second shocking habit, holding on to things just in case. This is a common tendency, especially among seniors, who might find themselves keeping items they haven't used in years because they think, "I might need this someday." It's a natural instinct to want to avoid waste and hold on to things that could potentially be useful in the future. However, this mindset can quickly lead to clutter. Think about it. How many of you have old gadgets, stacks of linens, or kitchen appliances collecting dust in your closets? I once worked with a lovely woman named Margaret, who had a closet overflowing with items she hadn't touched in over a decade. When I asked her why she kept them, she said, "Well, you never know. What if I need them someday?" But the reality is that someday rarely comes. So how can we break this habit? The first step is to ask yourself one crucial question. When was the last time I used this item? If it's been years, it's likely time to let it go. Instead of thinking about what you might need in the future, consider how much space and peace of mind you can gain by decluttering. You can also remind yourself that if you truly need something in the future, you can always borrow, rent, or replace it. For instance, that extra coffee maker could be helping a new couple in their first home, instead of gathering dust in yours. Today, I challenge you to look around your space and find 3 things you've been holding on to just in case. Set them free. You might be surprised at how liberating it feels to clear out those items and enjoy the extra space and clarity in your home. Let's take this important step together. Habit 3. Overstuffing drawers and closets. Now let's move on to our third shocking habit, overstuffing drawers and closets. Many of us have fallen into this trap, thinking that if we can't see the clutter, it doesn't exist. We shove items into drawers, cram things into closets, and close the doors, feeling a temporary relief as if we've accomplished something. But let's be honest, out of sight doesn't mean out of mind. The reality is that cramming items into tight spaces doesn't make them disappear. It only creates more chaos. I've worked with countless individuals, including a gentleman named Richard, who had a closet packed with identical jackets, old shirts he hadn't worn in years, and mismatched socks. When I asked him which jacket he actually wore, he realized he only used one of them, yet every morning he had to dig through the clutter to find what he needed. So how can we tackle this habit? A simple yet effective strategy is the one in, one out rule. This means that for every new item you bring into your home, you should remove one old item. This practice keeps your space from becoming overloaded and ensures that you're only keeping what you truly use and love. Additionally, consider prioritizing what is easily accessible. If you find yourself having to dig through layers of clothing or items to reach what you need, it's time for a change. Keep your most used items front and center and let go of those you rarely touch. Today I encourage you to take a moment and choose one drawer or one small section of your closet to declutter. Remove what you don't need and make space for what truly matters. You'll be amazed at how much lighter and more organized your space will feel after just a small effort. Let's embrace this change together. Habit 4. Using Band-Aid storage solutions. Now let's discuss our fourth shocking habit, using Band-Aid storage solutions. This is when we try to organize our clutter by adding more baskets, small shelves, or hooks without addressing the root of the problem. At first, these little fixes may seem like a great idea. They make everything look tidier, but before long they can contribute to even more chaos. I once visited a friend named Helen, who was convinced she needed more storage. Her living room was lined with tiny shelves, plastic bins stacked in every corner, and hooks hanging off every door. While her intentions were good, the result was overwhelming. Rather than making her space feel organized, it felt crowded and chaotic. The truth is, the problem isn't always a lack of storage. It's often about having too much stuff spread out in too many small spaces. So what can we do to break this habit? Instead of adding more small storage pieces, focus on better storage solutions that maximize your space more effectively. For instance, consider investing in larger multifunctional furniture. A tall, sturdy shelving unit can utilize vertical space better than several small bookcases. If you have multiple baskets, think about whether you really need them, or if they're just adding to the clutter. Hidden storage options like a storage bench or an ottoman with a lift-up lid can provide space without making the room feel cramped. Today, I challenge you to take a look around your home and assess your storage solutions. Are they helping or hindering your organization? If you find that you're relying on Band-Aid fixes, it might be time to rethink your approach. Let's embrace better storage solutions together to create a more open and inviting space. Habit 5. Organizing before decluttering. Now let's move on to our fifth shocking habit, organizing before decluttering. This is a common pitfall that many people fall into, thinking that by simply rearranging items or buying organizers, they can solve their clutter problems. However, the truth is that if you're organizing clutter, it's still clutter, no matter how neatly it's arranged. I often see this with clients who feel overwhelmed by their disorganized spaces. For example, I once worked with a lovely couple, Jill and Linda, who had kitchen cabinets overflowing with Tupperware. Instead of addressing the underlying issue, too many containers, they kept buying more storage bins, hoping that organization would make their lives easier. But every time they opened the cabinet, they found mismatched lids and containers they hadn't used in years. So what's the key to breaking this habit? It's essential to declutter first before you even think about organizing. Start by assessing what you truly need and use. Ask yourself, do I even need this item? If you haven't used it in the last year, if it's broken, or if you have too many duplicates, it's time to let it go. Once you've cleared out the excess, you can focus on organizing what remains in a way that truly works for you. You'll find that organizing becomes much easier when you have fewer items to work with. Today, I encourage you to take a moment and choose just one area in your home to declutter. It could be a drawer, a shelf, or even a closet. Remove what you don't need and make space for what truly matters. Remember, the goal is to create a functional, organized space that brings you joy and peace. Let's tackle this together and set the stage for a more organized home. Habit 6. Waiting for the perfect time to declutter. Now, let's talk about our sixth shocking habit, waiting for the perfect time to declutter. Many of us fall into the trap of believing that we need a whole day or an entire weekend to tackle our clutter. We tell ourselves, I'll clean out that closet when I have a free afternoon, or I'll organize the kitchen when I have a whole day to dedicate to it. But here's the reality. That perfect time often never comes. Life gets busy, and energy can be low, especially as we get older. Before we know it, another week, another month, or even a year has passed, and the clutter remains. This mindset, often referred to as the all-or-nothing approach, can be one of the biggest obstacles to maintaining a tidy home. So how can we break this habit? The answer lies in taking small steps. I recommend trying the 5-minute rule. Set a timer for just 5 minutes and tackle a small area, whether it's cleaning out a single drawer or wiping down the kitchen counters. You might be surprised at how much you can accomplish in just a short amount of time. I once worked with a woman named Barbara who was overwhelmed by her attic. She kept putting off decluttering because she thought it was too much work. When I suggested she start with just 5 minutes, she was skeptical. However, once she began, she found that 5 minutes turned into 10, and before she knew it, she had made significant progress. Today, I challenge you to find just one small task you can tackle in 5 minutes. Whether it's sorting through some papers or clearing off a countertop, take that first step. Remember, every little bit counts, and you'll be amazed at how manageable decluttering can feel when you take it one small step at a time. Let's embrace this journey together. Habit 7. Buying unnecessary storage containers. Now, let's dive into our 7th shocking habit, buying unnecessary storage containers. It's tempting to think that purchasing bins, baskets, and organizers will solve all our clutter problems. We often believe that by adding more storage solutions, we can create a perfectly organized home. However, this mindset can actually lead to more clutter instead of less. How many times have you walked into a store, seen a beautiful storage bin, and thought, this will help me get my house in order? You buy it, feeling accomplished, only to return home and realize it just adds to the chaos. I've seen this happen time and time again. People collect storage containers with the best intentions, but they often end up piling up in closets or corners, unused and collecting dust. The truth is that storage containers don't fix clutter. Decluttering fixes clutter. Before you even think about buying any new storage solutions, I encourage you to declutter first. Assess what you truly need to store, and use what you already have. Think shoe boxes, old baskets, or even extra drawers. These can be effective temporary solutions until you determine your actual storage needs. By decluttering first, you'll have a clearer picture of what you really need to keep and what can be let go. Once you've sorted through your items, then you can make informed decisions about whether you need more storage solutions. Today, I challenge you to take a look around your home. Are there any storage containers you've purchased but never used? If so, consider returning them or donating them to someone who might benefit from them. Let's focus on decluttering before we buy, and together we can create a more organized and peaceful living space.